everybody, it's Quigley Tactical here with another video. We've promised this video for a little while. It's a video on concealed carry of personal defense knives. Okay, what we're going to cover is we're going to go over some of the theory behind why you would concealed carry a personal defense knife. Okay, multiple types of knives that you might want to carry, some methods of carrying them, and then I'm going to go in and compare some of the knives that we're going to be showing you today. Okay, we've got a few different types. Actually all of them I've purchased. Okay, just like as a disclaimer, all the knives I've purchased except for the newest one. I did purchase it. However, I purchased it from a friend. Okay, so be that as it may, take it or leave it. My opinion on the knife. It's a knife from a friend. Okay, some of the gear that I'm gonna wearing today that I want to represent. Okay, Fieldcraft Survival. Fieldcraft Survival. They have no idea who I am. We still have no sponsors here. Fieldcraft Survival is an excellent company. They're kind of my inspiration to get into doing this sort of thing. Mike Glover has no idea who the hell I am. Hello, Mike. If you ever see this, just know that I'm kind of doing this in his footsteps, I guess you could call it. So great company, Fieldcraft Survival. Secondly, Kilo Tactical, this awesome chore coat. Okay, Rhodesian brushstroke and Amphibious. Okay. A big shout out to Amphibious, guys. If you haven't seen yet, they have a like a Patreon and a GoFundMe going on right now for themselves to outfit Ukrainian SOF and regular military units with better equipment. Okay, back to the video. So, concealed carry defensive knives. Okay, a lot of guys will carry like a pocket knife. Right now, I carry a multi-tool. This is my Leatherman Skeletool CX. Yeah, I do usually carry a pocket knife, but I found since I started carrying a defensive knife, carrying a pocket knife, a defensive knife, and then a multi-tool with a knife in it is kind of triple redundant, and it's not needed. Okay, and I use multi-tools all the time. I'm a very tinkering kind of guy. I'm always working on my trucks, anything around the house for the wife. I build computers now. Well, I used to. I'm just trying it out again. And then I also like work on guns, knives, things like that. So a pocket knife's a good thing, okay? However, I wouldn't consider a pocket knife a fighting weapon. If you're going to fight with something, it needs to be instantly deployable, you're backing up, and then you're engaging in some sort of hand-to-hand combat with respect to a knife, okay? So a fighting knife, you don't want to be like fumbling with getting it open and then now it's ready and it's this tiny little blade. It's not going to be good. Okay. You're going to drop it. You're going to lose the knife. It's going to be used on you. Okay. So that's kind of that out of the way. If you carry a pocket knife, it's for opening Amazon boxes. Okay. Yes, you can use it in a fight, in a pinch. If someone comes up to you on your driveway and they're trying to fucking get in your house to steal your shit, if that's all you got, you can use it. All right, but I want to kind of preface this that you need to be responsible with what you're carrying, okay? And you need to think responsibly about carrying this, okay? Because you're carrying a concealed fighting knife. That doesn't mean, like with a pistol, you can't be running into situations to save the day. That is to extricate yourself and others out of a situation to protect yourself, bystanders, and your family. Okay, if you're in a mall and you see something going down or about to go down, sure, maybe walk over and try and de-escalate. But if it gets out of control, you need to leave, okay? I would even advocate that you don't get involved. Leave with your family, stay safe, okay? All right, so with that, I think that it's pertinent to say you need to carry a fixed blade, okay? I'm not a huge knife guy, so I'm not going to go over the quality of steels or metallurgy and like how the knives are made. To be honest, I buy knives based on price, quality, and applicability to how I can use them. Okay, so those are the factors in which I measure a knife. All right. too cheap, you're going to be getting into like cheap steel. It might break, but it could be super applicable, very easily to wield. Too expensive, you might be scared to use it. Okay, so the first method that you might want to carry a knife is outside the waistband. You see a lot of guys with like anti-tank knives and stuff like that, carrying them outside the waistband. A lot of my friends carry it outside the waistband with like a nice leather holster, and they'll carry something like this. Okay, so this is my Half-Face Blades Crow Skinner, I think it is, or Crow Scout. This is the first gen knife. Okay, I bought this way back when it came out. It was pricey, but I got it for a celebration for myself. Okay, it's a big knife. It's about, I don't know, what's that, 10 inches? You tell me, guys. Okay, it's a big knife, nice and thick. It's sweet. It looks like it's made out of like an old railway tie or like an old leaf spring or something like that, I think. The fellow from Half-Face Blades there says he used to make knives out of old leaf springs and stuff. But it's a beautiful knife, absolutely beautiful. But this is a type of knife that I would keep, and I do keep, on my fighting rig. Right now I keep it on my battle belt, okay, just behind my pistol. So if my pistol goes down, that's my last thing. I've got this big guy, okay? It's got a beautiful, I think it's G10 grip with an inlay that has worn out a little bit there. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus on that. It has worn out a bit over time, and I do take this knife on patrols, things like that, and it has been used, not in combat, but it has been used, it has come in handy for things like opening tins and stuff like that. Disclaimer, if you travel to Eastern Europe to serve with any other army, they eat food out of tins most of the time, okay? Their newer rations are better, but and sometimes you may need to just punk into a can, prior open, and then start chowing down. All right, so a good combat fighting knife is worth its weight in gold. On a pistol belt or a chest rig or your webbing, whatever you're carrying, all right? However, I wouldn't myself want to carry open when it comes to a knife. However, excellent knife, okay? Half-Face Blades Crow Scout, okay? Then I started getting into concealed, okay? So my first concealed knife, I didn't really know what I wanted. I knew it had to be small, and I got the Columbia River Knife and Tool Thunderstrike. Okay, it checked a lot of boxes for me. It's got that small little push dagger look to the blade. It fits nicely in the hand. It's got 2032, I think it's stainless or something like that, steel. And it's not a bad knife, okay? I don't know that it wouldn't like break if it got caught in somebody's ribs or something like that. But it's a sharp edge, it's pointy, and it's small, okay? It came with this like weird neck thing that I used to put, and you could put it in here and you could like pull it down. But I was kind of sketched out about carrying like that, okay? But I used it my first time when I was in Ukraine. It comes with some paracord on the handle should you need to like make a spear out of it or something like that. But it came with a kind of a cheesy holster. It's not the best retention. And the holster itself has a terrible clip. Okay, I had to buy these other clips by this company called Knife Kits. Their clips are amazing. Okay, so the reason why I only have one, I usually roll with two, is because I'm currently using one on my newest blade. Okay, so that's this knife. Okay, it's worked very well. However, I always found that it was kind of hard to deploy with the clips in place. And then this lanyard always got in the way, and I just never cared to cut it off. Okay. And plus, it's not the highest quality knife. It's Columbia River. I would say it's like entry level. Okay. After that, I wanted to dabble, and I got into a Karambit. Okay. So this is a Blade Brothers Karambit. Okay. I'm unaware of what the steel is on it. It looks fucking cool, okay? However, the biggest downfall of this knife is its employability, okay? Yes, you can draw it fast, and you can hold it in your hand and just punch and slash and stuff like that. However, I found it extremely uncomfortable to carry. The holster is way too big. I'd have to get another holster pressed from this thing. Let's look at it compared to my body. It's gigantic, okay? And I had to do some modification. It's meant to be carried sideways, which I don't know how you would deploy that sideways off your body, unless it's like on your side and you deploy it outwards or across your back, maybe. But for traditional way that we carry in North America, either on the 3 or 9 or in your appendix, I found it extremely uncomfortable to carry. The edges need to be fine, ground down on the ring. Digs into your side a little too much, and if you're muffin topping too hard, it hurts. Okay, and the skill required. Okay, I'm no ninja. Yeah, you can like flip it around and do some like cool knife tricks with it and probably cut yourself. I did a couple times, but it requires too much skills to wield. And I found that it wasn't the best. Okay, so then a friend of mine, who works at Amphibious, was telling me that they are coming out with a collaboration knife with a company called Krava. Okay, and I paid for it. He didn't send it to me in exchange for a good review, and I told him that I'm going to review it. I'm going to carry it, wear it, and I'm going to review it, okay? And so I've only saw pictures of it, so I was surprised when I saw it. Okay, so here it is here. It's a beautiful knife, okay? But it's much smaller than I thought it was going to be. And at first I was like, oh, it's kind of tiny. But then I thought, man, that's going to be comfortable, okay? So the edges on the grips are very smooth. They don't kick, like dig into your body at all when you carry, okay? So this knife, I think is beautiful construction. I forget the steel. When you see this Amphibious, go ahead and leave in the comments the type of steel that it is. But the blade, it reminds me of the old commando daggers from World War II. Okay, so I'd say it's about maybe 5-6 inches in total length. But it's a beautiful knife, okay? Extremely light, well balanced. The small, thin blade lets it get into ribs and things like that much easier, and it's razor sharp, okay? So the only downfall is the holster. For concealed carry, I would say the holster is okay, okay? It's good to go. The Kydex is high quality, and it snaps in very positive, okay? You have to get a good grip on it to draw it, and it snaps in with a positive click, okay? It only has one set of grommets, but that's because it's meant to be carried or mounted. This is actually a combat knife. It's like the half-face blades. It's meant to be carried on like a chest rig or some sort of plate carrier. However, I find that maybe it's my North American brain, but it lends itself more to a carry knife. But I'm aware that half-face blades, Krava and Amphibious do have an inside the waistband holster for it. Okay, but I was a little ingenious, and I took one of my knife kit's clips, and then if you're into knives or any sort of gear, you want to get these Boston screws, and I attached another Boston screw to it to essentially put it onto your belt. All right, so carrying it. So let's talk about how you want to carry this. So I'll never be like, you can only carry appendix, okay? So if you want to carry at the 9 or 3, that's great, but you need to be able to draw that knife in a method that suits you to protect yourself, okay? So I choose to carry appendix. Why? Because I tried carry 3 and 9 o'clock, and I found that sitting, maybe my body has some weird imbalances and stuff like that. But I found I was very like, oh, it's in my side. Oh, now it's in that side. Versus appendix, if you have the right knife, it sits right down perfectly just off to I keep it just off to the right of my groin. Okay. And you can drive for quite a distance with it in there. I'd take it out when I get home. I put it in my little cubby before I leave the house. No, it's a good knife. It carries very comfortably. Okay, so now carrying, like I said, I'm kind of getting sidetracked, but carrying appendix allows me, so holding this knife, to quickly pull the shirt up, draw, and then strike out with it. And then I rotate back into like a typical fighting stance, as if I was getting into a fist fight with somebody, okay? That's one of the big lessons that I'll always talk about when it comes to pistol shooting, any sort of self-defense. You want to ensure that your stance, there's like that old like square off your body and your legs and stuff like that. But as you start undergoing like rapid fire and moving, stuff like that, that's harder and harder to maintain, and it starts getting thrown off balance. However, if anyone has done mixed martial arts or boxing, I've done a lot of, you never want to completely square off. You want to always have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. All right. And again, I'm not a ninja. So because I'm not a ninja, I'm a big, like administrative result says, it's just like big chimp style. Okay. I'm about punching, fighting, and then if I can combine punching with hacking and stabbing into a person, it allows me to practice at a higher level. Okay. So the learning curve is not so steep. All right. So that's important. If you're going to have a knife that means that you're a ninja that you need to use, maybe downgrade or achieve that level of training. Go do a Ronin Tactics course